Oh, why you no game?
Call of Madden.
Hello there, everyone. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you very much for lending me your time and your ear and listening into another Why You Know Game episode. I, I don't know. Maybe that name is just so bad. It's funny. I was hoping it would be funny to people, but this episode is called Call of Madden, and it should be quite obvious why it's called Call of Madden. Not necessarily trying to bash Call of Duty and Madden or any other yearly release title, but there's better ways to go about this. Firstly, Call of Duty and Madden do not need to be yearly released. Every 3 years would be fine. And here, especially in Call of Duty's case, well, in Madden and Call of Duty's case, but especially in Call of Duty's case because they have three separate teams that work on that make the games. They have Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, and I'm forgetting the third one. Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward. Sledgehammer's recent. Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, and it's escaping me. I know there are three of them. They make the games in rotation, which makes each game take up to 3 years to be made, which is fine. But they're all coming out in such a succession that they feel pretty much the same because all the teams are pretty much having the same thoughts or ideas, and people are complaining about it. And there's a way to fix this, and a way to extend the life of the games, and possibly make more money off of the games in the long run, as well as make more people happy with the games. Now, hear me out here. Now, I still think they should switch up developers, the main developer for each game. I think that's actually a pretty good idea. That's probably the smart thing to do here. So you'd have, let's say, Sledgehammer makes the next one that's coming out, and you have Infinity Ward, and I'm forgetting their name for some stupid reason. You have Infinity Ward and the other teams work on DLC content for this game. Now you could have once Sledgehammer has the base mechanics set up and the basic idea of the game set up, you could have, and the game's like pretty much near launch, you could have Infinity Ward work on the first DLC pack and like make it a big one. Don't make it a small one. Put the game out, let it sit for about 7 or 8 months, then release the DLC, the first DLC pack, which could be Infinity Ward, and then after that's released, they can move on to making the next Call of Duty game, and have Sledgehammer be ready to do DLC, be in line to do a DLC for that, and the second up team. I don't know why I can't. You know what? Give me a second. I don't know why I'm forgetting this. And it's annoying me that I'm forgetting this. Oh, come on, computer. There we go. Treyarch. That's who it was. Treyarch. Okay. I knew I was forgetting the name. Okay. In my example, Sledgehammer makes the game. Infinity Ward does the first set of DLC. Then Treyarch does the second set of DLC, and Sledgehammer works into doing a third set of DLC. And this DLC is released in 8-month gaps. 8-month gaps after the initial release of the game. And then that puts Infinity Ward back on as the main developer of the next game. And keep this cycle going. 8 months down the road, Treyarch drops DLC. 8 months down the road, Sledgehammer drops DLC. 8 months down the road, Treyarch drops DLC. Then the next game is led, not Treyarch, Infinity Ward drops DLC. Then the next game is led by Treyarch. And so on and so forth. Keep them in rotation, and also keep people interested in getting the further DLC packs. And then on top of that, instead of doing these season passes that pretty much amount to not much, you're giving people full map sets, give them a whole new story, like 2 to 3 chapters of a whole story, a new map set, some new weapons, and drop it for like $15. That's the 60 for the game. Then 8 months down the road, a bunch of people will pay that $15 to get that first DLC set. Then another 8 months down the road, people will pay another $15 to get that DLC set. Then another 8 months down the road, another group of people will pay another $15 to get that DLC set. So that is $105 per customer potentially who buys this game. And you can make a ton more fucking money on it. And it's over time. It's not like all of it's just thrown together all at once on people. And the lower prices, people will be more happy and far more willing to buy. Make sure the map packs aren't like 3 or 4 maps. Make it like 8 or 9 maps for multiplayer that people can enjoy and will be in the rotation. And again, a story that's like 2 to 3 chapters long. I mean, and each story can be themed. You don't necessarily have to base the story off of the base game, though that would be cool for some situations. But again, zombies. Make a story for it that's 2 to 3 chapters, and then base all the map packs, the maps around that particular setup. Like, and if they did this, again, more people would be happy with it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not in business or anything. I'm not a businessman. But this makes too much sense to me to do it this way. I mean, and even if people do expect what's coming, it can feel fresh to them because it's not there all the time. It's not right there all the time. Even if they expect it to come, it's not right there in their face the whole time. And that's probably why people feel that Call of Duty feels stagnant. It's not that the games are necessarily bad. It's that people see the games so often. That's the problem. Now, moving on to Madden, the same exact situation. Well, not the same exact situation because I think Madden only has one developer. But let's put it this way: put out one Madden game every 3 to 4 years, and just give like a roster update and some mechanical changes. Well, I don't even know if they could necessarily do that, but instead of selling a whole new game and having to make your teams make a whole new game, just give people updates that they can basically give them like cheap updates, like $10 update. You can completely build your game anew from last year's game. Maybe tweak some mechanics a little bit. Add a couple small things in, a couple small features that weren't in the base game before, and completely update the roster for the next year. $10 after you drop. What's this one coming up? It would be Madden 17. Drop Madden 17, then Madden 17 becomes Madden 18, then it becomes Madden 19. And then the following year, you actually drop Madden 20, completely new game, completely fresh. And that game updates to Madden 21 and then Madden 22. I don't know what they'll do about Madden 25 because they've already done Madden 25. They'll have to actually label it Madden 2025, I guess. But you guys understand where I'm going with this, like. And that would be $80 over time. Sure, you're probably not going to make as much write-off, but with more competition showing up, you're not going to make as much write-off anyway without that NFL license to hold that game in place for you. Because to be frank, people are only buying Madden because it's the only legitimate NFL game out there. And if something else is out there, and if it's even a smidge better than Madden and a slight bit cheaper, Madden is going to sink. So you guys need something else to help sustain it. But I mean, tell you guys, everybody in the comments, you can tell me what you think. Let me know what you think of the possibility of Call of Duty and Madden switching from releasing yearly to releasing over a set period of time after significant changes can be made to release again a few years down the road. I mean that would be fine with me. I kind of wish Madden and Call of Duty weren't yearly titles anyway. And I know people, as arbitrary as it might sound, people would definitely pay to have an update for rosters for Madden, like just to have the roster updated. There are people who would pay for that alone, but people who like to play video games in general would want something more, which is why I said tweaks and mechanics that can fix some issues. Um, and I know this sounds like I'm saying pay for fixing a game. And I'm not talking about fixing a game. I'm talking about making the game better than what it is, not fixing it. If it's broken, they have to fix it. I'm talking about making it better than what it was with the previous year. I don't know. I'm talking way too much about this. But you guys just let me know what you think, and maybe we could chat it out in the comments, and maybe bounce some things back and forth, and see if we can come up with a better way than what I've explained. Anyway, thank you guys very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears up for more stuff from me, and until the next time, enjoy your games. Peace out.